Here with reaction, although I'm sure you don't want to waste much time on it. Senator Lindsey Graham, great state of South Carolina. By the way, you've been called worse, so, you know, I don't worry about it.
Last time we played golf, it was called worse. But, hey,
yeah,
judge me by my enemies. Judge me by my enemies. I'll take that all day long.
All right, I want to go back. This is an interesting point. Adam, the cowardly, corrupt Schiff, is now, we believe, a fact witness, is he not? Yeah. You know, he's doing his top secret, you know, Venezuela-style impeachment coup attempt here. Yeah. And Republicans can't even read what's going on.
Right.
Would you be able to call him before your committee?
I doubt it. The whole inquiry has been referred to the Intel Committee. I'll get Horowitz here pretty soon, but here's what I'm going to do tomorrow, and I need your help, quite frankly. I've got a resolution condemning the House process as being un-American, basically unfair. The president can't defend himself. I'm tired of the president basically being trashed based on behind-the-scenes testimony that's one-sided. So I'm asking the House to open up an inquiry consistent with what we did with Bill Clinton so President Trump can defend himself. As to Adam Schiff, if he did coach the whistleblower, that would be very interesting. If somebody doesn't find out who the whistleblower is here pretty soon, that'd be a miscarriage of justice because the whole thing started with an anonymous source.
Senator, let me go through the list. We'll put it up on the screen for you. But we know that Newt Gingrich allowed, and then this was Kevin McCarthy's letter, had the full House authorize the impeachment inquiry. They allowed the full House in every critical step in the inquiry to involve themselves and develop a scope, establish rules and procedures. Yeah, Newt Gingrich allowed for the Democrats the right, co-equal right to subpoena the chair and the ranking member. And by the way, all subpoenas were subject to the vote of the full committee at the request of the chair and ranking member. And by the way, the president's counsel, Lindsey, he had the right to attend all hearings, all depositions. He had the right to present evidence, the right to cross-examine. The president's counsel had the right to object to evidence that was admitted. And also the president's counsel had a right to recommend a witness list. Now, Newt Gingrich did that for Bill Clinton. Every one of those things. None of this has happened for Donald Trump.
None of it. As a matter of fact, what's happened here is that they're interviewing witnesses behind closed doors, and they give the media part of the testimony detrimental to the president, like Bill Taylor's opening statement. How did John Radcliffe do when it came to cross-examining Bill Taylor? You'll never know that. What they're trying to do is drive the president's poll numbers down, impeachment poll numbers up, by using basically star chamber tactics. This is a political move by Democrats that will destroy the presidency in the future. It's illegitimate. I'm going to condemn it. I hope every Republican will join my resolution urging the House to do for President Trump what Newt Gingrich did for President Clinton. Give him a chance to defend himself.
You said last night, if they are going to do not allow due process, not allow what Republicans allowed Bill Clinton and the Democrats to have just not that long ago, 1998, and there were 11 separate felonies, if I remember the independent counsel statute. Okay, so if they're not going to allow that to happen, that would be that whole inquiry would be lacking in any validity to me. It would also mean it's unconstitutional. It would also mean there's no due process, and I don't think that's anything any respectable Republican senator should allow to happen without dismissing it out of hand.
Well, we're just not jurors in the Senate. We can actually make motions to dismiss articles of impeachment. Here's what I promise your audience I'll do. If they continue to treat President Trump this way, if they continue to try him behind closed doors, deny him the ability to confront his accuser, and this results in an impeachment article, this process results in an impeachment article, I will move to dismiss it in the Senate because I think it's illegitimate and unconstitutional, and I will do it not only to help President Trump, who deserves to be helped, but to protect future presidents from kangaroo court proceedings in the House. All I'm asking Democrats to do is have a transparent process like we did with Clinton so the American people can make a decision as to what happened and not rely upon a bunch of Democrats to tell us what happened.
Changing gears. We're waiting. Yeah,
you're
the
waiting,
IG report on FISA abuse and waiting. And
it's coming.
John Solomon is saying Well, we know the facts have been established, Lindsey, that it was an unverifiable dossier. Your memo, along with Charles Grassley, said the bulk of information in that application came from Hillary Clinton's dirty dossier. None of it verified. On top of a FISA warrant says verified. That would mean premeditated fraud on a court. If I did that, you're a great lawyer. You couldn't get me out of jail without spending 5 years at least.
I don't know if I could get you out of jail in this world at all. But the bottom line is, Sean, is Horowitz.
By the way, you may not want me out.
Well, I do want you out. You need to be right where you're at, talking about what you're talking about. Horowitz has finished his report. The only thing left to do is to make sure there's no classified information that would hurt our national security and notify people that are mentioned in the report to get their input. So it's done. We'll be getting it pretty soon. And can I end on the Susan Rice thing? The bottom line here is everything she touched turned to a piece of crap, national security-wise. It does bother me that the person who lied about Benghazi is still relevant. Here's her greatest hits: the Iran nuclear deal, withdrawal from Iraq, the rise of ISIS. At the end of the day, Rwanda genocide, the Syrian Red Line. The bottom line is I hope the American people will remember that it's Susan Rice and Barack Obama who brought you ISIS, who gave the Ayatollah $150 billion. And at the end of the day, if she doesn't like me, I must be doing something right.
Amen. I agree with that. Sure she doesn't like me either. At least I hope so. Senator, good to see you. Keep up the good work. Right. This is a very critical time in our country's history. Your work is critical. Thank you for being with us.